I think for me, this is the big issue, Tim, that look, I'm amazed at the amount of new stuff that's coming out for mind science, for medical health. Like there's 10,000 unnecessary deaths every year in Australian hospitals through human misadventure. Uh, but technology is coming and is being invented to overcome that. The whole platform of the World Wide Web and the internet and the digital world and apps and smartphones, like, you guys just take these for granted, but, oldies but goldies like me know how just amazing and how different. So, like, go back to when Australia was founded, it took as much as 6 months for a letter to come from the UK to Australia. But now, like, everything's instant. Like,
Yeah.
the whole world is at our fingertips. But I see four massive markets that are not being addressed where there are really huge needs for innovating. The first I see is, uh, perhaps strangely, the all the big problems of the world we face, like terrorism, intertribal wars, water pollution, the warming of the planet. You can list every big problem. And a lot of people are saying, why doesn't the government, why doesn't the United Nations, why doesn't somebody do this? But these are massive opportunities for individuals and collectives to collaboratively innovate. So that's the first big one, like that market. Innovators, I don't believe, are seeing that those problems are massive opportunities for innovating and change and building a better world. The second area is really the dispossessed. If you think about it, the poor, the impoverished, the dispossessed, the disenfranchised, the powerless, they are in fact the biggest market there is in the whole world. And innovators are starting to do things about that, like creating solar power batteries for families in Africa where going out to the toilet at night can mean that the lamp turns over and the whole house is burnt down. Water improvement of water schemes and so on. So there's so much going on with thank you products, a whole reinvention of philanthropy, so that it's not about giving and disempowerment, but it's about building self-sustainability in impoverished and communities and the disenfranchised. So that's a massive market for anyone who's a social or a profit making innovator.
Right.
The third area I see is the service industries. Like at the moment, something well over 60% of all jobs are in the total services industries. Yet the major researchers like CEDA and the United Nations and PricewaterhouseCoopers are saying that as many as 50 to 75% of these jobs are going to go or be automated in the next 10 to 15 years. Now that means that anyone in the service industry has to really wake up to the need for massive innovation of their services, what they offer, if they are going to remain relevant.
Right.
Otherwise, they go.
Right.
They don't have a role, they don't have a job.
Right.
So that's a huge, huge, huge area. And then the fourth big area is, and again, I don't think this is being seen very much, is that organisations and institutions themselves, partly because of the changing generation, partly because of all the massive disruptions and technologies we've got, and partly because of these big global issues that are impacting, organisations and institutions around the world are themselves in need of transforming, are in need of innovating. So innovators need to work on innovating organisations, institutions, and that I think is right across the board. Our families, our social lives, our cultural institutions, our political, our sports, all
Right.
of these need innovating. So, I see a massive need for the innovating cosmos.